Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today's topic is going to be covering some of our fears, whether they're rational or irrational or more of a phobia versus a fear, and we'll kind of get into the level of fears that we have or the level of anxiety that we have around each of our fears. And so the title of this prompt is Boo, What Scares You? So what I'm going to get you guys to do first is you are going to draw, it can be a ghost, it can be something spooky, Halloween themed if you like, something kind of along the spooky lines. So I've done a ghost and then I've done Boo, what scares you? So you guys can kind of do that however you like. If you don't feel comfortable doing the bubble letters, you can do regular writing. But something along this lines in the middle of your page to get started. And then when you're done that, we will come back and we will get more into kind of the things that we're afraid of. All right? So go ahead and draw that, color it, make it look as spooky as you like, and then we will come back and get into our fears. Alright, so once you have your spooky creature done, drawn, colored, decorated with the words Boo, What Scares You on there, we're going to move on. And so now is your time to really take your time and think and write or draw your fears, your phobias, your anxieties, all of those things, and you can draw them wherever you like or write them wherever you like around your page. Try and spread them out nicely if you can. But again, anything that brings you kind of a sense of fear, go ahead and write that down, no matter how big or small it is, whether those are spiders or public speaking or whatever it might be, no matter how rational or irrational it might be, there's no wrong fears, okay? So take this time now to write or draw those out, and then we'll come back after that. All right, so once you have those fears drawn or written out, we are now going to rate them on two different kind of scales. So the first one that we're going to rate them on is the scare level. So between 1 and 5, how much does this thing scare you? 1 is going to be a little bit, and 5 is going to be a lot, and then you can go anywhere in between. Okay, so I want you to pick a particular color for your scare level, and you're going to go around to each one of the things that you've written, and you're going to rate it between 1 and 5, determining how much this particular thing scares you. Okay, so go around and do that. Remember to use that one color because we're going to change colors for the next rating as well. Okay, so go through them all, rate them, and then we'll come back. All right, and next up, you're gonna pick another color and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna rate each one of the things that scares you on a level of control. So a level 1 of control would be having little control, and level 5 is going to be having a lot of control. And when I say control, it means, I guess, the control that you feel you have over either encountering these things or overcoming them or avoiding them. Yeah, so again, go through all of them. You can rate them between 1 to 5 and kind of see how much control you feel you have in avoiding these certain fears. Again, 1 is little control and 5 is full control, okay? So do that and then we'll come back. All right, so if you guys like, at the bottom of your page, you can put a little kind of legend here to show which color means which scale that you were using. I did that just so that I didn't forget kind of which one was which. But yeah, so looking at your numbers, pay attention to how you felt when you were doing your scare level, I guess, versus your control level. Did you find that things started to feel less scary when you thought about how much control you had over them, whether that means overcoming them, avoiding them, having less of it in your life, or the potential to overcome that fear? For me personally, the second that I start thinking about the control I have over certain fears in my life, it makes me feel like I'm more capable of overcoming them because I have tools in my toolbox per se. But then there's things like losing someone that you love, where it's a really high scare level. Nobody likes that. It's a horrible thing, but you also have no control over it. And so certain things like that in your life, you can't really dwell on those things because you have no control in terms of making yourself feel better or avoiding it because it's just life. So I would pay more attention to the ones where you feel like you have control and it's something that you are quite afraid of, because when you have that control, you can kind of remove those fears from your life. For example, I am afraid of scary movies and yet I still watch them. So it is something that is a fear, but I have complete control over it. I put 5 for control because it's my choice to watch them. So if that was something I wanted to remove in my life, I would have full control over it, and in turn that makes it less scary, if that makes sense. But yeah, I hope you guys kind of got a good insight into your fears, and I hope it maybe relieved a bit of anxiety towards some of them. If you want to work on this further, you can always write ways in which you can take control over those fears. But yeah, that's everything for today. This is just a last little look at the things that I wrote. But yeah, just I guess the moral of this one is focus on the things you have control over. We all have fears, big and small, but there's no point dwelling on the ones that you can't do anything about. Yeah, that's everything for today. I will see you guys on Wednesday.